Today I'm going to be sharing the causes and effects of climate change. Fossil fuels, coal, oil, and gas are by far the largest contributors to global climate change, accounting for over 75% of global greenhouse gas emissions, or nearly 90% of all carbon dioxide emissions. As greenhouse gas emissions blanket the earth, they trap the sun's heat. This leads to global warming and climate change. The world is now warming faster than at any point in recorded history. Warmer temperatures over time are changing weather patterns and increasing and disrupting. Warmer temperatures over time are changing weather patterns and disrupting the usual balance of nature. This poses many risks to human beings and all other forms of life on Earth. What are the causes of climate change? Number one, generating power. Generating electricity and heat by burning fossil fuels causes a large chunk of global emissions. Most electricity is still generated by burning coal, oil, or gas, which produces carbon dioxide and nitrous oxide, powerful greenhouse gases that blanket the earth and trap the sun's heat. Globally, a bit more than a quarter of electricity comes from wind, solar, and other renewable sources, which, as opposed to fossil fuels, emit little to no greenhouse gases or pollutants into the air. Number two, manufacturing goods. Manufacturing and industry produce emissions, mostly by burning fossil fuels, to produce energy for making things like cement, iron, steel, electronics, plastics, clothes, and other goods. Mining and other industrial processes also release gases. So does the construction industry. Machines used in manufacturing processes also often run on coal, oil, or gas, and some materials like plastics are made from chemicals sourced from fossil fuels. The manufacturing industry is one of the largest contributors to greenhouse gas emissions worldwide. Number three, cutting down forests. Cutting down forests to create farms or pastures or for other reasons causes emissions, since trees, when they are cut, release the carbon they have been storing. Each year, approximately 12 million hectares of forests are destroyed. Since forests absorb carbon dioxide, destroying them also limits nature's ability to keep emissions out of the atmosphere. Deforestation, together with agriculture and other land use changes, is responsible for roughly a quarter of global greenhouse gas emissions. Number four, using transportation. Most cars, trucks, ships, and planes often run on fossil fuels. That makes transportation to a major contributor of greenhouse gases, especially carbon dioxide emissions. Transport, road vehicles account for the largest part due to the combustion of petroleum-based products in internal combustion engines. But emissions from ships and planes continue to grow. Transport accounts Transport accounts for nearly one quarter of global energy-related carbon dioxide emissions, and trends point to a significant increase in energy use for transport over the coming years. Number five, producing food. Producing food causes emissions of carbon dioxide, methane, and other greenhouse gases, usually in various ways, including through deforestation and clearing of lands for agriculture and grazing, digestion by cows and sheep, the production and use of fertilizers and manure for growing crops, and the use of energy to run farm equipment or fishing boats, usually with fossil fuels. All this makes all this makes food production a major contributor to climate change, and greenhouse gas emissions also come from packaging and distributing food. Number 6, powering buildings. Globally, residential and commercial buildings consume over half of all electricity. As they continue to draw on coal, oil, and natural gas for heating and cooling, they emit significant quantities of greenhouse gas emissions. Global energy demand for heating and cooling, with rising air conditioner ownership, as well as increased electricity consumption for lighting, appliances, and connected devices, has contributed to a rise in energy related carbon dioxide emissions from buildings in recent years. And number 7, consuming too much. Your home and use of power, how you move around, what you eat, and how much you throw away, all contribute to greenhouse gas emissions. And so does the consumption of goods such as clothing, electronics, and plastics. A large chunk of global greenhouse gas emissions are linked to private households. Our lifestyles have a profound impact on our planet. The wealthiest bear the greatest responsibility. The richest 1% of the global population combined account for more greenhouse gas emissions than the poorest 50%. What are the effects of climate change? Number 1, hotter temperatures. As greenhouse gas concentrations rise, so does the global surface temperature. The last decade, 2011 to 2020, is the warmest on record. Since the 1980s, each decade has been warmer than the previous one. Nearly all land areas are seeing more hot days and heat waves. High temperatures increase heat-related illnesses and make working outdoors more difficult. Wildfires start more easily and spread more rapidly when conditions are hotter. Temperatures in the Arctic have warmed at least twice as fast as the global average. Number 2, more severe storms. Destructive storms have become more intense and more frequent in many regions. As temperatures rise, more moisture evaporates, which exacerbates extreme rainfall and flooding, causing more destructive storms. The frequency and extent of tropical storms is also affected by the warming ocean. Cyclones, hurricanes, typhoons feed on warm waters at the ocean surface. Such storms often destroy homes, causing deaths. Such storms often destroy homes and communities, causing deaths and huge economic losses. Number 3, increased drought. Climate change is changing water availability, making it scarcer in more regions. Global warming exacerbates water shortages in already water stressed areas, and is leading to an increased risk of agricultural drought, affecting crops, and ecological drought, increasing the vulnerability of ecosystems. Drought can also stir destructive sand and dust storms that can move billions of tons of sand across continents. Deserts are expanding, reducing land for growing food. Many people now face the threat of not having enough water on a regular basis. Number 4, a warming, rising ocean. The ocean soaks up most of the heat from global warming. The rate at which the ocean is warming strongly increased over the past 2 decades. As the ocean warms, As the ocean warms, the ocean soaks up most of the heat from global warming. The rate at which the ocean is warming strongly increased over the past two decades across all depths of the ocean. As the ocean warms, its volume increases since water expands as it gets warmer. Melting ice sheets also cause sea levels to rise, threatening coastal and island communities. In addition, the ocean absorbs carbon dioxide, keeping it out from the atmosphere. But more carbon dioxide makes the ocean more acidic, which endangers marine life and coral reefs. Number 5, loss of species. Climate change poses risks to the survival of species on land and in the ocean. These risks increase as temperatures climb. Exacerbated by climate change, the world is now losing species at the rate 1,000 times greater than at any other time in recorded human history. 1 million species are at risk of becoming extinct within the next few decades. Forest fires, extreme weather, and invasive pests and diseases are among many threats related to climate change. Some species will be able to relocate and survive, others will not. Number 6, not enough food. Changes in the climate and increases in extreme weather events are among the reasons behind a global rise in hunger and poor nutrition. Fisheries, crops, and livestock may be affected or become less productive. With the ocean becoming more acidic, marine resources that feed billions of people are at risk. Heat stress can diminish water and grasslands for grazing, causing declining crop yields and affecting livestock. Melting ice sheets. Changes in snow and ice cover in many Arctic regions have disrupted food supplies from herding, hunting, and fishing. Heat stress can make it difficult. Heat stress can diminish water and grasslands for grazing, causing declining crop yields and affecting livestock. Number 7. More health risks. Climate change is the single biggest health threat facing humanity. Climate impacts are already harming health through air pollution, disease, forced displacement, extreme weather events, pressures on mental health, an increase in hunger and poor nutrition in places where people cannot grow or find sufficient food. Every year, environmental factors take the lives of around 13 million people. Changing weather patterns are expanding diseases, and extreme weather events are increasing deaths, making it difficult for healthcare systems to keep up. And number 8, poverty and displacement. Climate change increases the factors that put and keep people in poverty. Floods may sweep away urban slums, destroying destroying homes and livelihoods. Heat can make it difficult to work in outdoor jobs. Water scarcity may affect crops. Over the past decade, 2010 to 2019, weather-related events displaced an estimated 23.1 million people on average each year, leaving many more vulnerable to poverty. Most refugees come from countries that are most vulnerable and least ready to adapt to the impacts of climate change. This account is based on various UN or United Nations sources.